Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. Today is another video brought to you by our lovely donators at the coffee page. We're going to do an ideal partner reading on Yeji from ITZY. So if you're into that, please stick around. And if you're new here, I do a 6-card, well actually it's a 12-card spread. I do 6 cards from my Caroline Miss Archetype cards, and then I do 6 cards on top of that today with my The Magic in You Oracle, and it's going to be like a layered reading. So I basically mix the meaning of the 2 cards together to find traits that would be ideal for or idealized by Yeji. So I hope that makes it clear this is not a love reading, this is not a future partner reading, this is like what traits would this person look for or would suit them, okay? I just like to say that up front. Also, tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. I'm just reading some cards, guys. Everything is fictional, everything is opinion. It's not intended for slander or to demean anyone in any way, but I will be honest with what I see. And if you don't like seeing anything negative or questionable about your idols, this is probably not the video for you. I'm not saying it's going to come up. I'm just saying if it does, I will be honest with what I see, okay? And then after this reading, I believe we're doing a current energy readings as well. So make sure you stick around. Do not do not just skip to the end. Okay. Alrighty. So Caroline Miss, let's go ahead and shuffle this up. Trying to switch up my table a little bit for you guys. Also just to kind of give us a little bit more space. Always had like all my crystals out, but I wanted to bring out my scrying ball because I don't use it as much as I'd like, and I want to start including more things in the readings for you guys, so we do that. Although I probably won't say when I'm using the scrying ball. To be honest, I'm gonna, use it to help put me in a trance state to get more in-depth readings. Again, I'm going to pull 6 cards from this deck. Okay. Now, I do believe I've done personality readings on ITZY before, and the Destroyer card came up for Yeji. So to see it come up again is interesting. And I'll be sure to link the videos. Check the cards in the top, was it like the top right hand corner? Should come up for you guys. So now, before I lay the other cards, I'll shuffle them up. And while I do the archetype cards in light and shadow, because that deck is meant for that, the Oracle will only be in an upright position. So that one, this one fell here, so I'm going to keep that one. And I'll have the links for the coffee page if you want to go down there and check it out and request a reading on your favorite idol. The requests are for individuals. If you want a full group, please contact me and I can walk you through that process. It will be more than just the basic donation, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's see. We have Avenger in the light, which is desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society and oneself, and let love grow. So a partner that encourages that in her, that sees it as a very positive aspect. I see a lot of idols really get into humanitarian work, a lot of volunteering, a lot of, it's expected of them. So, but I do think Yeji really enjoys it. I think she feels very satisfied in helping other people and kind of quietly fighting for justice. She can't be loud about it, but I think when she does donate to certain causes, you know, she might try to make her statement by who she supports and what she's supporting there. So yeah, so a partner that obviously is doing the same or really encourages that and admires that about her, lifts her up, and supports that. And then we have Destroyer in the Light, which is releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. Now, I think I got this in reverse before, and it was about how competitive she was. So I think this is a good sign saying that she's kind of coming out of that super competitive feeling. Maybe now that they're not a rookie stage anymore, she's more comfortable. So, you know, this is tangibility. This is about pursuing that dream. So, this is a little bit interesting because I do think this shows that she wants to do more than just be an idol. I do think she still wants to be an idol, but I think this is showing that she also wants to prepare to go to a next stage. She wants to do even more than just be an idol, but she has to, you know, take things one step at a time. And again, we're seeing a huge, just supportive person, but also maybe someone who is in this field that she wants to go into that can give her like an open door or a leg up by being well connected to a person. So it could be something like that, where someone that is in a place to help her achieve those dreams to do more. Again, we're seeing kind of just a supportive person, but maybe someone also who knows their way around whatever field this is that she's looking to get into, or someone maybe that just works in multiple fields themselves. So they're an avenue for advice for her. And then I have Damsel in the Shadow, which is waiting for a night to provide for you in seduction by romantic illusion. And then we have Sacrifice. So what can you let go of? So she may have been going through a period where she's meeting a lot of fake partners, you know. Again, she wants someone who can help her open these doors to new areas and pursuits in her life, and she may be kind of finding a lot of the wrong people who are promising her all these things but not coming through, you know, and kind of dealing with a lot of fake people. But it's also like her kind of projecting this romantic delusion. So for this person to step into her life, she's going to have to let go of some of that. Like maybe that, you know, when you can tell when people want something so bad, like you can smell it on them. I don't want to say like desperation, but it's like, you can tell she's looking for someone to help her into that. And people kind of can smell that on you and they will feed off of it and use you. And she kind of has to let go of like hoping someone else does it for her. And when she does, someone else will step up and help her. But right now she's kind of just like blood in the water and the sharks are circling because she's outwardly looking for help, and maybe she's a little too loud about it. The industry is a shady place, like especially for young girls. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. So yeah, she needs to kind of mature a little bit, I think, for this person that will come in to her life and help her. Like, I think she might seem a little needy or a little helpless right now. Not saying she is totally, but maybe in this avenue she's trying to work, you know, this new avenue she's trying to pursue. Then we have Exorcist in the Shadow, which is fear of facing down your own demons. And then Witch, which is the magic you seek is inside of you, let it flow. Again, the more confident she is in herself, the more she's going to attract the right kind of people. And I do think she tries to project that self-confidence. I think that's what the whole concept for ITZY is. But I think maybe when she's not like performing or when she's on her own, maybe that air of confidence isn't so strong around her. And she does have to kind of like start believing her own hype, maybe. I think maybe she has some outward insecurities that are kind of holding her back, right? So again, we're seeing like when she grows that confidence, when she matures a little bit more, when she stops kind of looking for people only for what they can help her with, she's going to find this really supportive person that's going to help her. But yeah. And that could be why she's idealizing such like a capable, supportive person, because she has these insecurities about entering this new field, this new thing she wants to pursue. So I don't know if she's trying to get into acting or she's trying to get into choreography or whatever it is. She wants to host a show, you know, radio show or something. I'm not sure, but there's like some avenue that she wants to get into that she hasn't been able to break into yet. So she's trying to find people that will help. And so that's, I think, why she's idealizing such like a person that could do that for her. Like, that's really what she wants. It's funny, like, I think she's always been really business minded, and that doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon. So we have healer in the light, which is passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. And then we have serendipity, merge with the flow. Like, it's kind of like saying you have to trust in the universe a little bit more. Like, what is meant for you will come to you. You can't force it. You have to wait for the, like, almost the right time. Like, serendipity is like being in the right place at the right time. Again, when she stops trying to force it, it will happen for her. And this can be the same with, you know, love. If she's trying to find like this perfect specimen that everyone expects her to be with, she's going to keep just dating people who are only surface level instead of finding someone that really connects with her. And the only way you do that is just by being yourself and kind of just putting what you're into and who you are in the forefront, and not trying to be the type of person that would attract the person. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where you're trying to be the right kind of person to attract the person you want, instead of just being yourself and letting that person come to you because you're just out there shining, doing your thing. So that's what this is saying. It's just like, just be really good at like what you're doing and be true to yourself, and those right people will come to you. And she has to do some personal healing to do that. Again, I think there's an insecurity there, but you know, girls in this industry, or young women, they get beat down so bad by the misogyny, by the glass ceiling, by netizens, by everyone wanting them to be one way or another, and you can't ever please anyone. So it's just so funny, because I think as much as this group projects like being different and being yourself, I think she does struggle with that, like outside of the group. When she's just living her everyday life, she still like struggles with that, like everyone else does. Like, just there's this cosmic irony about it. So then we have Queen in the Shadow, which is becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. And then it says vertigo, whatever you choose will be correct. But vertigo is also speaking to the effect of like feeling kind of lost, feeling kind of like you're treading water, but you're not going anywhere. Like everything is up in the air and you're just trying to hold on. And that may be what this insecurity is that she feels like there's so much going on at one time. She can't ever like find that control in her life, that sovereignty over herself. Right? Because that's what a queen is. A queen has sovereignty over themselves and other people. And, you know, she may be trying to project that image, but she's not really there yet. But it's also, I think, saying too, when she chooses a partner, like, again, she doesn't have to change herself for this partner. Like, the right person will be there when the time is right. The universe is going to set you up. You just got to trust the universe. You know? So when it feels right, it'll be right. Like, you'll be making the right choice, so to speak. So yeah, she's got some like self-trust issues, I think, and she just needs to let that go, and then she will start attracting the right kind of person to herself. The right kind of supportive people, the people that are into the same thing that she wants to do. I just get this weird feeling like she's trying to like placate to older people, when I think she really needs to settle into like her generation. I think for some reason she thinks she has to live up to some kind of like older standard, some like preceding standard, when I think if she kind of keeps pushing the envelope with her generation of idols or actors or whatever it is, like her age group, I think she'll be more on the right path. She doesn't need to fear change so much. There's something to that I keep getting from her, that she just needs to not try to play by the old rules so much or placate the older generation so much, because she's never going to fit into that mold, you know? So yeah, I think she needs to just feel like she can lead the charge for her generation instead of trying to fit the mold of an older generation, and she'll find the people she's meant to be with. But yeah, she's got some issues with trusting herself and trusting her gut, I think. So she wants someone who will come in and like help her direct that, but it's not going to happen that way for her. She's gotta get there on her own, and then that person will show up. So anyway, I keep reiterating it. I'm just babbling on here, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and do the current energy reading. This is my Wayward Dark Tarot that I got not too long ago. I think last month I showed it in my February favorites, I think. I think so. If not, maybe it'll be in the March favorites. But I thought I got it last month, so I wanted to start using it. Ooh. It's a little bit slippery. So we'll do a current energies reading on her and see kind of where she's at right now. I know they're about to do a Japanese release, I think. I don't know if they're promoting in Japan or what, because it seems like certain countries in Asia are still like really bad with or still, because the numbers are so bad, they're doing a lot of lockdowns, and some are just kind of doing what America's doing and like, well, if we ignore it, it'll go away. The numbers are all crazy right now. It's like everyone keeps getting it and sharing it, and there's just a new variant every week. So, okay. So, current energies. How is Yeji doing right now? How is Yeji doing? Okay. Three of Swords. In reverse. Which is good. It means almost like a time of disappointment has passed. We have the Six of Swords. Yeah, it's like some pressure has finally like eased off of their shoulders a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the rest since I don't see any more jumpers. All right, so we have the Princess of Discs. Light of Air, okay. So this is out of the frying pan into the fire thing. Ooh, okay, so she's scared of a choice that was made over money. So it's like the time for making the choice seems over, because like the pressure is off, but now it's like scared of the reception. Is this their first Japanese release? Because it could just be that. It could just be like the time for preparations is done, but now it's the time to actually do it, and it's like second guessing your choice. So I don't know if it's about that. Chariot is forward momentum. We have the Knight. Knight of Wands, fire. Right now that's all positive. Okay, so I see why why she is nervous, because there's going to be, I think if this does well, she knows that there will be big changes. Because the war card is also the tower. So it really does speak on like being pulled in a bunch of different directions, and knowing when you land, things will be different than before. But the Wheel of Fortune being upright means, like, I think it is the right choice for them. She just doesn't know. If for some reason there's a lot of stress riding on this, I think there's a big amount of stress for like this Japanese release to do well. I don't know if it was always a choice to send them. I mean, I know it's always in the plans to try groups in Japan. Like every group has to have a Japanese debut at some point. I just don't know if there's a part of them that like always expected, or even from the company always expected them to do well in Japan. I'm not saying they were built for the Japanese market, but it's almost like there's a lot riding on this. And if they do well in Japan, it's like they are really going to get pushed that direction. And I don't know if that's because they know that the company will want to promote NMIX, you know, in Korea, while they can ship ITZY off to Japan. Kind of feels like the same thing with TWICE. Like TWICE did really, really well in Japan. So maybe there's also just that pressure that like JYP girl groups are expected to do well in Japan. And if you don't, it's going to be a big deal. I think they will do well though. Like I see forward momentum, you know, lots of good money to be made, but like things are going to change. It is going to be a wild ride for them, I think. It seems like they'll do well in Japan, but it seems like she is extremely nervous about that. She is, it's like, I can't, like, the ball is rolling now. Like everything she could do before to affect how it's going to turn out, that time is done. And now it's like, you have to let it go and see how it does. Like, so she's just in that, like super nervous. I hope it does well, like stage right now. But she knows if it does well, things are going to change for ITZY a lot. Then it could mean if they have to deal with a Japanese label that wants them to change their image or change this or change that. She could be like knowing that that's going to affect the group like in a big way. I don't know, but there is something like truly big that's kind of coming down the line for her that is making her nervous that it could change like everything. I don't know, maybe there's also this pressure, like feeling like they've taken like that ITZY, I'm radical and different concept, like almost as far as it can go. So I guess if it doesn't do well in Japan, they may have to have a concept change soon. And that could also be something that's making her nervous. So it's like, if Japan likes a concept, then they can probably keep up with it. But if Japan doesn't like the concept and they'll have to go softer, I think she's really nervous about that. Because, not to compare them to TWICE, but, you know, TWICE always had a soft, like, friendly to everyone, kind of a really approachable concept, where ITZY is got a lot more edge to them. They're a lot of a darker group. They're definitely girl crush, you know. So if Japan isn't feeling girl crush, I think she knows like that's the end of this radical concept for them. But I get the feeling Japan's gonna like them. Like this makes it sound like they're gonna do good, but their workload's definitely gonna change, and maybe like their promotions are going to aim more towards Japan after this than Korea. Or like at least 50-50, you know, where they haven't had that before. So that's a bit of a big workload. Other groups who keep trying to do that end up kind of having to choose one or the other eventually. You know, DBSK, so I don't have to keep talking about twice. Let's talk about DBSK. You know, in their heyday, they basically had to live in Japan for a while. And they became super fluent in Japanese and lived in Japan, while simultaneously, being the largest group in Korea at their time. Or at least they were the top 5 for sure. They were massive. And but once they entered that Japanese market and did well, like they had to shift their focus primarily on Japan. They would have Korean comebacks, but they were being a Japanese group for a good minute there. And that could happen for ITZY if they do well enough in Japan. And I think that's truly the goal for a lot of these companies, because it just sets them up in a nice, steady market. But she may not be looking forward to that as much as maybe the company could be. So there's something there. There's a big change she's kind of scared of. But I do think it's the right choice for them because everything is showing financial gain and steady growth. So how much she'll like that, I don't know, but it looks like it's good overall for the long term. So I wish the best for Yeji and ITZY, and I hope you know, she gets used to these new things after this release in Japan. Again, I don't know if it's their first or their second, but I do think it's still like an early period for them in Japan, and it seems like they're gonna go dark concept, so it could be making them a bit nervous. You know, maybe she felt like that was not the best choice, but you know, or she knows it's a gamble, so it's just making her really I don't want to say scared, but cautious. So thank you for the donation. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope you'll come back and visit me again. Everybody else, you know, I hope you like, subscribe, check out the coffee page, check out the Patreon. We got some spicier content over there, and yeah, hope you have a great day and see you again soon. Bye.